The MCQ series of the Indian Contract Act. This video is in the continuation of the MCQ series of the Indian Contract Act. So let's get started from the question number 126. All agreements are contract if option A, they are made by the free consent of the parties competent to contract for a lawful consideration and with a lawful object, not expressly declared to be void, all of the above. Here in question number 126, option D is the correct option. That is, above all the options given are correct. All agreements are contract if they are made with free consent for a lawful consideration and not expressly declared to be void. Question number 127. Section 10 of the Indian Contract Act requires conditions for an agreement to become a contract. 3, 5, 6, 7. Here in question number 127, correct answer is option B, that is 5. Question number 128. Which one of the following is correct? Option A, all agreements are contract once they have been made between the parties for a consideration. Option B, all agreements are contract once they have been made between the parties with their free consent. Option C, all agreements are contract once they have been made between the competent parties. And option D, all agreements are contract if they are made by the free consent of the parties competent to contract for a lawful consideration and a lawful object and not expressly declared by law to be void. In question number 128, correct option is option D. Question number 129. Under Indian Contract Act, when does an agreement becomes a contract? Option A, it is enforceable by law. Option B, it is between the parties competent to contract. Option C, it is by the free consent of parties. And option D, all of the above. Here in question number 129, correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 130. Which one of the following is an essential component of a valid contract? Option A, social and economic pressure the parties are exposed to. Option B, dominance of one party over the other. Option C, legal influence of the parties. And option D, competence and the contractual capacities of the parties. Here in question number 130, correct answer is option D, that is competence and the contractual competencies of the parties. Question number 131. As a general principle of law of contract, which one of the following is not an essential for a valid contract? Option A, writing. Option B, competency to contract. Option C, lawful consideration, lawful object. And option D, free consent. Here in question number 131, correct answer is option A, that is writing. Question number 132. Following are the essentials of a valid contract as per Indian Contract Act 1872. First, parties to contract should have capacity to contract. Parties to contract should have legal mind. Parties to contract should be intelligent. Invitation to offer should be accepted. Find the correct answer. Here in this question number 132, correct option is option B, that is only one is correct. That is, parties to contract should have the capacity to contract. Question number 133. According to the section 10 of the Contract Act, which of the following is not essential to convert an agreement into a contract? Option A, free consent. Option B, competence to contract. Option C, lawful consideration with lawful object. And option D, certainty of terms of the agreement. Here in question number 133, correct answer is option D. Question number 134. Every person is competent to contract. Option A, who is of the age of the majority according to the law to which he is subject. Option B, who is of sound mind. Option C, who is not disqualified from contracting by any law to which he is subject. And option D, all of the above. Here in question number 134, correct answer is option D. Question number 135. Who is competent to contract? Option A, person of a sound mind. Option B, person who has not attained majority. Option C, person who has been disqualified from contracting by the court. And option D, person who has not been debarred from the contracting any election. Here correct answer is option D. Question number 136. Competency to contract relates to age of the parties, soundness of the mind of the parties, both age and soundness of the parties, intelligence of the parties. Here in question number 136, correct answer is option C, that is both age and soundness of the parties. Question number 137. A minor enters into an agreement representing himself to be a major. Consider the following statements. Minor commits fraud if the other party does not have personal knowledge of his age. Such agreement is enforceable. The doctrine of estoppel does not apply in minor's case. And option 4. Other party is entitled to get back the benefit passed to minor if innocent about his age. Which of these statements above are correct? Here in question number 137, correct answer is option A, that is 1, 3 and 4. Question number 138. The age of the majority for a contract is 18 years, 21 years, 16 years, 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. Here in question number 138, correct answer is option A, that is 18 years. Question number 139. In the Contract Act 1872, the provision about minors agreement is provided under the following: section 9, section 10, section 11, section 12. Correct answer here is option C, that is section 11. Question number 140. Mohri Bibi versus Dharmadas Ghosh is a case relating to partition of property, divorce, minus contract, none of these. Correct answer here obviously is option C, that is minus contract. Question number 141. The case of Mohri Bibi versus Dharmadas Ghosh, based on which of the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872, Section 11, Section 9, Section 13, Section 12? Correct answer here is option A, that is Section 11. Question number 142. Assertion. A supplies necessary necessities to B. A minor A can recover the payment from the estate of B. Reason. An agreement with a minor is void ab initio. Quotes. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C is true, R is false, and D. A is false but R is true. Here in question number 142, correct option is option B. That is, both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Question number 143. Which decision has laid down the principle that a contract by minor is void ab initio? Here correct answer is option B, that is Mohri Bibi versus Dharmadas Ghosh. Question number 144. The case of Mohri Bibi versus Dharmadas Ghosh, first, is the decision of the Supreme Court of India regarding extraordinary contracts has laid down that in India a minor's contract is void ab initio. Third, has laid down that minor's contract becomes valid when he attains majority. Here in question number 144, correct option is option second alone. That is, has laid down that India's minor contract is void ab initio, because this is not Supreme Court. Question number 145. Minor's contract is void. Assertion. Reason. Mortgage executed in favor of a minor is enforceable by him. Here in question number 145, correct answer is option B, that is both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Question number 146. An agreement with minor is void. Hence, minor is never allowed to enforce such agreement. Minor is allowed to enforce such agreement if it was made for his benefit. Minor is always allowed to enforce such agreement. And option D, minor is allowed to enforce such contract when other party makes no objection. And option E, none of these. Here in question number 146, correct answer is option B. That is, minor is allowed to enforce such agreement if it was made for his benefit. Question number 147. A contract with or by a minor is a valid contract, voidable at the option of the either party. Here correct answer is option B, that is void contract. Question number 148. In the Nash versus Inman case, the issue was minus liability, frustration, fraud, misrepresentation. Correct answer here is option A, that is minus liability. Question number 149. On attaining the age of majority, the minus agreement can be ratified, becomes automatically valid, cannot be ratified, becomes void. Here correct answer is option C, that it cannot be ratified. Question number 150. The age of majority for the purpose of Contract Act is 18 years, 21 years, 16 years for girls and 18 years for boys, 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. Correct answer is option A, that is 18 years.